Morning, second graders. Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, and your fun fact of the day is that 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. We're going to continue with our Mercy Watson book for today's read aloud, and yesterday we started the Mercy Watson book, Something Wonky Comes This Way. And if you remember, Mrs. Watson, Mr. Watson, and Mercy were talking about a new movie coming to the theater. And as they were headed there, they bumped into a bunch of their friends, and they all wanted to go. We left off on chapter 4, so that's where we will begin. Leroy Ninker was a small man with a big dream. Leroy Ninker wanted to become a cowboy. But for now, Leroy was working at the Bijou Drive-In concession stand. Leroy Ninker was selling bottomless buckets of popcorn. "Yippee-yi-yo!" he shouted. "There's nothing faux. That's right, it's real butter, folks. Top quality, bottomless, and out of this world. Yippee-yi-yo!" In between pouring butter and popping popcorn, Leroy Ninker worked on his lasso skills. He twirled the lasso. He made the lasso whistle. He lassoed a bottomless bucket. He lassoed a stool. "Yippee-yi-yo!" sang Leroy. "There's nothing faux about my skills with the lasso." Chapter 5. The Watson convertible pulled up to the Bijou ticket window. "Help you?" The ticket seller, Beatrice Leopellinelli. "We are here to see When Pigs Fly," said Mr. Watson. Beatrice Leopellinelli took her glasses off. She put her glasses back on. She blinked. Pardon me and all," said Beatrice, "but I'm seeing things kind of wonky. Is that a pig in the back seat of your vehicle?" "Her name's Mercy," said Mr. Watson. "She is our darling, our dear," said Mrs. Watson. "I'm not sure pigs are allowed at the Bijou," said Beatrice. "Actually," said Mr. Watson, "she is a porcine wonder. Do you allow porcine wonders?" "Porcine wonders?" said Beatrice. "Yes," says Mrs. Watson. Beatrice blinked. "I don't think there are any rules against porcine wonders," she said. "Excellent," said Mr. Watson. "Good evening to you, then." Beatrice Leopellinelli blinked again. She adjusted her glasses. Wonky. Wonky in the extreme. Chapter 6. Mercy put her snout up in the air. She sniffed. There was a wonderful smell. There was an incredible smell. The wonderful, incredible smell was everywhere. The wonderful, incredible smell was butter. Mr. Watson said, "I think it's time for a bottomless bucket. Frank, why don't you and I go get some treats for the ladies?" At the concession stand, the little man behind the counter said, "Yippee-yi-yo! What do you know?" "Hey," said Mr. Watson, "you're the man who robbed us." "Robbed you?" said Frank. "Yes," said Mr. Watson. "He tried to take our toaster." "My name is Leroy Ninker," said the little man. "You're a thief," said Frank. "Reformed," said Leroy Ninker. "I'm a reformed thief studying to be a cowboy." "Well, good for you, Mr. Ninker," said Mr. Watson. "We would like several bottomless buckets." "Butter on those buckets?" said Leroy. "We would like a great deal of butter on those buckets," said Mr. Watson. "Yippee-yi-yo," said Leroy. "That's the way to go." Chapter 7. The smell of butter was absolutely everywhere. The smell of butter was driving Mercy wild. Where was the butter smell coming from? Mercy thought she would go and investigate. She leaped out of the convertible. She moved with purpose. Was there anything more heavenly than being hot on the trail of a true butter smell? Mercy did not think so. She trotted faster. Mercy Watson was a pig on a mission. Chapter 8. Hey now, said Alfred P. Tompkins. Speaking of pigs, isn't that a pig right there? Where? Said Francine Poulet. There, said Alfred P. Tompkins. He pointed at the pig that was trotting past the truck. The pig had its snout up in the air. The pig looked very happy. That, said Francine Poulet, is the pig from Deckawoo Drive. I have dealt with that pig before. I wonder what that pig is doing at the movies, said Alfred P. Tompkins. That's a good question, said Francine. That's the kind of question that only an animal control officer can answer. Fascinating, said Alfred P. Tompkins. Don't make any sudden movements, said Francine Poulet. She reached into the back of her truck. She grabbed her net. If you want to see an animal control officer in action, said Francine Poulet, follow me. Fascinating, said Alfred P. Tompkins. Simply fascinating. I am right behind you. Chapter 9. Mercy stopped. She sniffed. The smell of butter was very strong. The smell of butter was very near. The smell of butter was coming from the back seat of the station wagon. Mercy stuck her head in the window. She sniffed again. The smell of butter was coming from an extremely large bucket in the hands of a very small child. Mercy helped herself. The small child screamed, "Papa, Papa, a monster is eating my popcorn!" Mercy chewed. The popcorn was drenched in butter. It was delicious. A man stuck his face in Mercy's snout. "What do you think you're doing?" the man said. What did Mercy think she was doing? She thought she was enjoying a buttery snack. "Get out of here!" shouted the man. He gave Mercy a forceful shove. Popcorn went flying everywhere. Mercy thought that perhaps it was time to move on. All right, I'm going to stop there, and when we do our morning meeting tomorrow, we will begin on Chapter 10. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the activities that the teachers put up for you, and I look forward to seeing your work on Seesaw. Bye.